What if the AI that managed our money was less like a cold, calculating machine and more like a really good, empathetic coach? Well, there's this fascinating new thing coming out of Norway called Pengeplan 2.0, and it's trying to do exactly that. It's a whole new way of looking at financial stress, so let's dive in and see what it's all about.
This quote right here, it just says it all, doesn't it? This is a story about someone who got hit by a failing system and decided, you know what? I'm not just going to complain. I'm going to build a new one from scratch. It's about turning a personal struggle into a solution for everybody.
So why would something like this even be needed? To really get the solution, you've got to understand the problem first. And, kind of surprisingly, even in a super wealthy and high-tech country like Norway, financial stress is a really big deal. And the scale of this problem is, well, staggering. Get this, recent data shows that almost half of all Norwegians feel like they don't have total control over their own money. That is a huge number. It points to this massive gap between the financial tools people have and the financial mastery they actually need.
And if you think that's bad, wait till you look at the younger generation. For folks between 18 and 30, the time you're supposed to be building your financial future, 1 in every 3 is already wrestling with credit debt or collection cases. That's a rough start.
And this isn't just about individuals trying to manage their own stuff. Look at the professionals, the legal guardians who manage finances for people who can't. An incredible 8 out of 10 of them are still stuck using old-school manual systems like Excel sheets and PDFs. I mean, talk about inefficient and just asking for errors. So you see, the market is flooded with apps that can show you numbers. That's not the problem. The real gap is between that raw data and our own human psychology. All the stress, the shame, and the pure lack of motivation that numbers on a screen just can't fix. And this is something the founder of Pengeplan 2.0 learned the hard way.
You really can't understand this platform without understanding the story of its creator, Cato Hansen. His personal journey is basically the why behind this entire project.
So Cato was this successful entrepreneur and an ultra runner. I mean, a guy who is literally used to pushing beyond impossible limits. But then a sudden health crisis flipped his world upside down. He found himself on the other side of the desk, fighting this bureaucratic maze that he felt had zero empathy and none of the right tools to actually help people get back on their feet.
And that's where frustration turned into a full-blown mission. He decided to build the exact thing he wished he'd had. Using his own money, he coded this entire system by himself, designing it not to judge, but to support, to build people up instead of tear them down.
All right, so this brings us to the really cool part, the core of the solution itself. Pengeplan 2.0 isn't just one more budgeting app you download and forget about. It's a total reimagining of how technology should interact with our financial lives, and it's built from the ground up on psychology and behavioral economics. So what makes it so different? Well, think about your bank's app. It's pretty passive, right? It just shows you numbers. Pengeplan 2.0 is designed to be your active coach. It doesn't just show you what is happening with your money, it helps you understand why it's happening and coaches you on how to get better, all in a way that feels supportive, not judgmental. The whole system is based on this simple but really powerful psychological loop. It starts you off with small, totally achievable wins to build some momentum. Those little victories create a sense of security. That security leads to a feeling of being in control. And that control eventually leads to real financial freedom. It's all about building good habits, not just staring at a budget. Now, powering this whole experience isn't just one AI. It's more like a specialized team of 5 different AIs working together for you. You've got Finance AI, which crunches all the numbers, but then you have Motivation AI, acting like your personal cheerleader, using games and rewards to keep you going. Then there's Verge AI, which handles all the boring, complex reporting for guardians, while Compliance AI and Risk AI are in the background, making sure everything is safe, secure, and ethical. And this is a really big deal. A core principle here is something called explainable AI, or XAI. This is key. The AI doesn't just spit out commands like, do this. It actually shows its work. It explains the logic behind its suggestions. This is how you build trust and make sure that you, the user, always feel like you're in the driver's seat, not just being told what to do by an algorithm. So as you can probably tell by now, the vision here is way bigger than just helping one type of person. The mission statement is economic mastery for all. And that means the platform is built to help a whole bunch of different users. I mean, sure, it's for individuals who just want to get a better handle on their money, but it's also a super powerful tool for those professional guardians and even cities, automating all their tedious paperwork. It has modules designed for schools to teach kids financial literacy, and it can even team up with banks and other fintech companies. And when you look at who they're targeting, you can see how this thing is really designed for a massive social impact. It's tackling financial wellness from all these different angles at the same time, for you and me, for professionals, and for the next generation.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. What does a project like Pengeplan 2.0 really mean for the future of this kind of tech, not just in Norway, but everywhere?
Well, the ambition here is crystal clear. They're starting with the initial launch in 2025, but they're moving fast to integrate with core national systems like welfare and bank ID. From there, they scale up to a full rollout for Guardians and then plan to expand all across the Nordic region. The end goal is to build an entire AI ecosystem for financial health.
This right here, this is the philosophy that guides the whole thing. The ultimate goal isn't to be a fancier calculator. It's to use technology to actually empower people, to help them get over hurdles, and to, build them up.
Which leaves us with this one last kind of provocative thought to chew on. Pengeplan 2.0 is designed to teach financial skills, sure, but also confidence and resilience. So, in a world where we often worry about AI making us less human, this project poses a wild question. Could a thoughtfully designed algorithm actually help us become more capable, more in control, and maybe, just maybe, better versions of ourselves?